going on, Undrafted family? Happy New Year and happy holidays. We wish you all the very best this coming year. And we just want to say welcome to episode 5 of our Undrafted the podcast.
Welcome.
As we get to know each other as friends and family, and you guys also get to know us, your personal co-hosts, this episode. And it'll be a lot of fun just to really seek and learn more of each other. In this episode, we're really going to be looking at a couple of special things. First and foremost, I am Mel Tarasi.
My name's Kevin.
And I'm Coach Danny.
And we just want to say hi. And then before we go into any of the exciting news coming up, we just want to say again, welcome. We just want to also go into the fact that we're going to be talking about Kevin's reveal, Kevin's journey. Where is he going? The destination of his new journey. We're so excited to be a part of that, as well as Undrafted and many more supporters. So thank you for this opportunity we have right now to catch up with Kevin and know where God is leading him next. So with that in mind, we give Kevin the floor to know where he is headed, what is he doing, who is he working with. And now, Kevo, we give you our floor. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, for sure. Happy New Year's. I know, everybody, a lot of our friends were, with their families. So I hope everybody's safe and enjoyed their New Year's with their loved ones. Yeah, definitely excited to be here. I know it's a little different. Usually we're the ones interviewing people, but now it's like we're gonna kind of be interviewing each other and
cool.
and letting everybody know a little bit about us and stuff like that. So it's pretty exciting. So yeah, I mean,
Let's see, where are you headed? Let's start off with the destination itself. Where are you going?
Well, I got this opportunity to do an internship with R2B Ball. For a lot of people who don't know who R2B Ball is, he's one of the best player development trainers that we have in the game right now. He gave me, I guess, the opportunity of a lifetime. It's a new and challenging experience that I'm looking forward to battle and to learning like so many things from him and hopefully being able to put that into work after the internship.
Yeah. Man, that's so awesome. So like your internship, just to go a little bit detailed for our fans, you're basically saying you're going to work with a trainer who has his own business, who has his own brand and stuff like that. And then you're going to be working under him and learning marketing and business and basketball marketing. Correct? Is that the field that you're entering?
Yeah. So basically, Ryan Wazowski is his real name, and R2B Ball is kind of something that he's his brand that he's kind of established down in San Diego.
Okay.
And he has his own gym. It's called the Hoop House, where a lot of top athletes, top high school athletes, pros, everything. They come through his camp along with his brother.
What possible athletes do you think you might be working with? Because whenever I was watching R2B Ball's Instagram page, he has players like Mikey Williams. He has players that are D1 pro developing players. How do you feel about that?
He trains a lot of top athletes, a lot of top high school prospects, as well as like overseas pros and stuff like that. So I know that we're gonna be, I think just this year alone, I saw that he wrote something on his Instagram where he's helped over 10,000 players.
Really excited for you, little bro. You have it here first on Undrafted the podcast. You heard where he's going. He's going to San Diego to work with R2B Ball. So if you can, please subscribe to our page so that way you can follow Kev's YouTube journey. And we're going to be keeping up to the point that these next 2 months, he'll be able to journal his journey and we'll be able to see his growth as well as his networking and much more. And I'm so excited for you, Kev. Congratulations again from us. And we love you a lot. What special projects are you guys both working on this next year? I know that's just the first day of the new year, but what are you looking forward to in special projects possibly this year?
Personally, for myself, I know that our ultimate goal is to be able to do something like that, where we have our own place to help, kids and in high school, anything. Honestly, to me, the ultimate goal is to be able to have a facility of our own and to start training players of the highest quality.
Obviously reach all of the kids at SVA. It is a small school, but that being said, I would like all of those kids, not just middle school, but all the high school kids that should be there. They have a problem of getting encouraged, and then they lose encouragement. If you or if I may not be there, for 1-2 days, then all of a sudden it's like, stuff hits the fan, and it's like, man, I want to play basketball, and it's like, come on, don't fall into that.
Yeah.
You still got to be.
Yeah.
You got to keep it. You got to keep that with you, even if you on your worst days, should I say? But that being said, I want to grow basketball camp for sure. I want to grow our podcast. I'm hoping actually to open back up our open gyms. It was getting pretty serious right before we shut down. But that being said, I'm trying to reach those guys. I still have those, their numbers and all that. But that being said, I'll reach out to those guys. We'll start posting content for you guys here on this page as well. But that being said, stay tuned for that. But with Jesus in the with Jesus in the boat, is that the song? No, that's definitely not the song. I just made up a song.
Is Jesus as the captain?
Jesus in the captain. Okay, well, either way, he's in my
Jesus
boat.
in the
Either way.
boat.
Amen.
That
Amen.
being said, we can't move anywhere without him. But that being said, just those main things. What about yourself?
I think the one special project I gotta bounce back into is I'm trying to get my second master's in leadership. Just want to finish up school strong with this master's that I'm pursuing. I'm not even sure why I'm pursuing it, to be honest. I'm here almost halfway done with this degree, and maybe this is God's way of telling me to finish something he needs me next for. So, that's my special project I'm looking forward to. It's just pressing on to the next big thing. Who is y'all's top 3 athletes?
Go ahead.
Is this our favorite top 3, or is it just what we think the top 3 athletes of all time are?
Your top 3 favorite athletes, like
okay,
ride and die.
Okay.
Yeah, your ride and die.
That makes more
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
Sorry.
Top 3 ride or die. I'm gonna say, Melo, Kobe, and MJ. As much as and people don't know this either, I was a Kobe hater for the longest.
This is true.
I was a Kobe hater.
He is a Laker hater.
And that's really what it is.
He's a nugget destroyer. He's the chicken nugget destroyer.
Nah. First of all, let's back it up. Let's take it back to 2009. Let's rerun it. Let's run it back.
True. That's true.
Anyway.
My favorite, or my 3 athletes of all time, obviously no other than Diana Taurasi the Great. Just a quick fact on that. I actually did cry after I met her. I did not cry in front of her. I was just
you cried even.
I was so starstruck. I mean, when she gave me a high five and she was talking to me like she knew me, I said, wow, like this woman's presence is just.
I'm not gonna lie. She might have that aura.
Yeah.
Around her. You never know. Like even like when Melo is leaving the last couple of days, that's why I hang on to these jerseys, because it just reminds me of the glory years. But that being said, the last couple of days Melo was leaving, he was shooting around before a game, the game before you went on the floor. And Melo's like, I think he like glances up just to kind of like look at everybody. So like I'm getting ready to take a picture of him, and we lock eyes. So I don't even take the picture. I just freeze. I'm like, he's looking at me, and I don't even take the picture, bro. I could have had a sweet picture where he's just looking right at me, and I just dropped the ball.
Drop the ball, sir.
Drop the ball. I just got too happy. But I understand the starstruckness.
So I mean, she's definitely always going to be an all-time great for me. The next one, a lot of people don't know. I grew up with soccer first, especially in New Jersey. Mia Hamm is one of my favorite athletes of all time. I love that woman. She's just so aggressive, and I think that's where I kind of started getting the the aggressiveness from. But other than that, I think
the feistiness.
Yeah, the feistiness. But I gotta end with my boy Kobe. That's my next top 3 athlete for sure. What about yours, Kev?
Yeah, well, I mean, for sure, my number one is Steve Nash. Is
Okay.
my favorite player of all time.
Okay.
Somebody that I look up to just because, playing ball, you kind of always look and try to shape your game over somebody, and for me, it was perfect, kind of like the unathletic guard, that based a lot of stuff on just, like working on his game, to get to the next level. So I feel like that's kind of like why I related to him, kind of shorter guard, etc. For another one was Messi, obviously. I mean, I just think it's pretty common sense. I mean, everybody's going to argue who the best player of all time is, and to me, it's him. The only thing that's that's still lacking is the fact that he hasn't won a World Cup. But
that's strange.
Other than that, I feel like his impact on the game and stuff like that. Him and Ronaldo are right there, 1A, 1B. But to me, it's obviously I love Messi, and then my third one is just Kobe. I think just what he instilled in everybody, whether you're 15 or 50, he installed that Mamba mentality of trying to get better and trying to outdo yourself at times. And I feel like that mindset is just incredible. At the fact that the things that he's accomplished, and rest in peace, even the things that he's still accomplishing now while he's not with us, it just shows you like what kind of person he was, what his work ethic was, and stuff like that. So to me, just trying to instill a little bit of that Mamba mentality every day is what I strive for, and just try to be as good as you can at perfecting your craft. And I feel like that's what he would love to do. So that's why you gotta have Kobe. You gotta have Kobe up there.
True.
Even if you don't like him.
Yeah. Now you brought up two. Well, you said 2 soccer players as your 1A, 1B. Many people don't know that your soccer background is extensive. Maybe even no, just as extensive.
Not extensive.
I see you
people
playing
don't
Argentina.
understand. People don't understand that you're. If Kevin decided to be a soccer player, he would be just as fine. Like Kevin, he's ambidextrous when it comes to those sports.
That's so cool.
It's either or for him.
Well, I appreciate it, but
yeah. If we could back up though, I will retract one statement, because if we're talking, Kevin did bring up an excellent point about Mamba mentality. Whether you're young or old. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. I have to put him in there because that guy is 50. He was 50. He's basically 50 in what is the Big 3 tournament?
The Big 3.
Man, you're 50 years old and dropping buckets. That's the type of health I aspire to get to.
Describe a tough time during a hoop session, and what did you do to overcome?
Hooping season?
Yep, during the hooping season. What did you do to overcome during this tough time?
Hooping season, okay.
Yeah, during the hooping season. Very simple for me. What I had the toughest time with was my mouth. I was known as the tech queen back in SWAU. My teammates, with no shame, I knew they had my back for sure. And Dean Tay really had to pull the reins a little bit on me and put me in my place, to really grow. I wasn't really growing up. I kind of thought about picking boxing up because I didn't know if I needed, something to do for my friendly aggression, So more and more though, I was able to, what Dean helped me do and Landon Banks also helped me do. And also Coach Sammy Bouillon, I'm going to give him a special shout out because he helped me overcome this. They just kind of told me, hey, why don't you go ahead and put your aggression for the team, against this team. Don't hurt us. And when he said that, I was like, well, the last thing I want to do is hurt family. I want to fight for family, it's a different. And so my mindset just went immediately, all of my texts became points and better assists and better plays. And I was just grateful that I was able to adjust towards the end of my senior year and have a good season. So, yeah.
For me, tough time during a season, man, I got a lot of them because for me, like I had one vision in my mind and injuries. If it wasn't one thing, it was something else. My first year, I didn't make the team. Just, poor time management, stuff. We're up at, till 4 a.m. playing FIFA rather than, focusing on homework, stuff like. So I didn't make my first year. I didn't make, the team. So that was a bummer. That was tough. But then, like, once I finally made the team and once we finally got rolling, the very next year, man, it was injuries galore. First, it was my ankle, my right ankle. I ended up jumping up for a rebound, came down super hard, just heard a pop. I just couldn't move as well. I couldn't explode as well. From there, MS, I had a lesion in my literally right in the center of my spine. Yeah, so that one was the tough one for me. For people that don't know, this was so annoying. It was really annoying. It's like something else is like controlling your it's like your nervous system is malfunctioning, should I say. It's like, you reach for your phone, but then it's like a glitch. And then all of a sudden it's like, you end up knocking it over or something like that. Or so that you need you need fine movements when you're doing, layups and stuff like that. So like we're getting ready to roll. I think this is the beginning of the season. We're starting to have practice and stuff. And we're having, I think it's right before tryouts. We're trying to get guys like in the mood to go. And I'm going for a left-hand layup, and it's basic, just a basic left-hand layup. No defense, no nothing. Smoked it. All of a sudden, smoked it. People were looking at me like, damn. I was like, man, I said, I can't play like this. So that whole first, what was it? How long was it, Melly? I sat out for a while.
It was like probably a semester while we were still getting you checked out.
Yeah, I sat out going to doctors, going to everything. It's like February, I want to say, and I'm like, man, do I want to miss out on a whole season, or do I want to play? Because not very many people realize that, hey, SWAU's going to be your NBA. Like that's going to be it for you. Like whether or high school might be your NBA. If you weren't able to get out from there. But so that being said, for me, having injuries during a time like when you're feeling it, you feel like it can really go. It was just sucked, man. It really sucked. What year was that?
Sorry, man. It sounded like it was 2009 when that happened.
Maybe the year after. What year was McMurray? There's a YouTube vid out there where we're playing McMurray and I'm playing with a beat hand. So basically, I was dribbling one time in the corner too, and I was getting ready to back up. And like also another thing, like it was this whole like bottom side of my hand was numb, so I couldn't feel anything right here. So like I'm getting ready to dribble, or like I'm dribbling and my hand starts messing up, and I'm trying to like back out of the corner, and the ball just like I didn't bounce it hard enough, so the ball didn't even come back up. So I'm just doing this in the air, thinking the ball is there, and people are just looking at me. And then Francis like, Danny, I'm like, I'm trying hard, but I it's playing with one hand. It's annoying. It's annoying. That season was frustrating.
Yeah, injuries in general. So.
Injuries in general, man.
I mean, for me, it's very simple. It was my senior year of college. I mean, I have a lot too, but I think my senior year in college was just difficult because we didn't win. I think we won one game first semester or something like that, and then we ended up winning. The last, I think, 15, either the last 15 or 17, or the last 17 or 19, something like that. We went on some crazy run where we won. We only lost 2 games, and that was when we went to Oakwood. We lost to Oakwood and Wildwood because you know how those refs are.
Yeah.
Also,
that's a topic for
RIP
another day.
to yeah. I also want to shout out rest in peace to the professor, Mr. Roddy. I know that a lot of people, may not know him personally, but I know that we encountered him, and and he was super generous and stuff like that when we personally went. So that's just a little side note. But other than that, yeah, the refs were always bad when it came to actually playing basketball. So I think we lost to Oakwood by like 5 and lost to Wahoo, I think, by 7 that year. And then we came back, and I think our only other loss was Arlington Baptist. So we ended up winning, like I said, probably like 14 out of the last 17. I don't know, something crazy like that, where we were able to. We didn't make it to the national tournament. I think we missed it by like 2 slots because we had lost so many games in the beginning.
Yeah.
But we were able to go to the CCNIT, which was down in Indiana. So it's for people who don't know that. I mean, it's basically like, you go to the March Madness or you go to the NIT. You could still have a decent schedule, but just not be one of those teams that go to March Madness. And yeah, we were able to win the CCNIT in Indiana in 2017. Nice. So I feel like overcoming that, not just with personally, but as a team, to go through those many losses, with that core of guys that we had, to be able to not get on each other's nerves or to get over fights and stuff like that, and to get over, the stress and you're mad, nobody likes to lose. So to be able to overcome that and come back second semester and just be a completely different team, go through adversity and win, even if we knew that the ultimate goal was the national tournament, that we were still able to win, knowing how we started. To me, it was, to now it's debating on what some of the best teams that I've played on. I know that with Daniel, we played with like Chris, Marquise, Terry, Tony, the list goes on, Jacoby, Tyler, Travis, and all that stuff, but I think that team, we just brought a lot of young talent with defense and stuff like that, comparing those 2 teams would be awesome. And I think we showed that our character was beyond, focusing on our losses. We just focused on the goal that we had and what we needed to do, and we were able to accomplish it, so shout out to those guys, and yeah, and it was a great experience. It was a great experience because you literally saw the lowest, and then we got to the top of the top. You know what I'm saying? So which is
you guys had
testimony of
the
hard
talent.
work.
You had the talent. We came down for, what was it, Oakwood Tournament, I think, that year.
Yeah.
You guys had the talent, but I think you just needed some time to gel. I think that was all, because I don't.
Yeah, you guys should have won for sure.
Yeah, glue guys. I'm telling you, glue guys. Like Los. To me, Los was underrated. He, like, to have glue guys like that.
For sure.
The douchies.
We had Los. We didn't have TV. We didn't have douche. That was douchey.
Well, I'm just saying the year. Yeah, the year you played with us.
Yeah. But like on our team, like we had obviously Thai. Rest in peace for Thai as well. We had Thai 6'7", 6'8". Then we had Los, which was like 6'3", but wingspan was probably like 6'6", 6'7". Then we had Stevie. We had Sativi, who was a solid 6'2". Then we had Trav. Then we had Kobe, myself. You know what I'm saying? We had shooters like, we had Iliab in the corner. We had, Alex and stuff like that can kind of spread the floor. So, we just had, it was like a different dynamic, you know what I'm saying, of people, like, whenever you have shooters and stuff like that, I think we had Alex the year that he graduated. I think that was my
that's
senior
Alex
year.
Lowen?
Yeah, my senior year, I think Iliab replaced Alex in his role.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because Iliab was coming in for Alex and stuff like that. So, but that's neither here or there. I just think that the importance of having that adversity and what you're gonna do, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you guys, probably not playing the best and stuff like that. I mean, and at that time, I think Walu, I don't know if they won or if they went to the national championship under the national tournament for NAIA.
Okay.
And we ended up losing to them by like what, 6, maybe 6, 7.
Yeah.
So I mean that was pretty big for us, because they're obviously a bigger school, even if they're Adventist. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to compete and stuff like that, that just showed what type of team we were. And like you said, we just needed kind of like that gelling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you guys were definitely tough. That's for sure.
Good team too. It was fun to see you guys in Oakwood for that one moment, to see that glimpse of.
Yeah, we got to post. We'll go back if for those of you on YouTube, if you can, you might find some highlights of Kevin up there. There was a sweet pass. I just remember Kevin was cutting through the lane and dumped it off. I was like, man, Kevin, that's such a dumb turnover. What are you doing? And it was a pass for somebody to pick up and for a layup. You guys will see it. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. Or maybe we should post we'll post highlights. We'll do that.
Yeah, we should do that. Yeah.
You guys will know. But that being said, second of all, Alex Lowen, if you have any game tape of us since we all played together, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need that, Alex. So let us know.
Our next question is most proud hooping moment. I believe my most proud hooping moment was probably my junior year. It was probably my best year when I had the wake up call. I believe I hit against Paul Quinn. We were at their house. I think I had 24 points. But the cool thing about it was I had 5 steals with that. So I was on both sides of the floor, just, contributing to the team whichever way I could. And it was just a lot of fun. The sad thing is we lost by 1. We were just once we got into the locker room, like, Pumi, Tosh, Ariel, Dastiny, man, I can name so many greats, Sarah Menzel, Michi, Fa, like a lot of people that were there for that game. Like we were pissed, for the first time, we walked into the locker room and we were just like, man, like we were feasting and eating and we just couldn't finish. So it just helped us for that next game at home, to get the W. And it was just a fun game that glued us. And it was just much needed before Pumi left her senior year. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Like personally, probably winning, like the story that I just said, winning that, I think, at the college level, no matter what level you're playing, when you win something, you're competing against other athletes that they play ball too. So to me, I'm saying, even though, there's levels to it, winning something at whatever level, I'm saying, especially when you're competing, is a big accomplishment. I mean, personally, I don't know. I don't really like to say a lot of stuff like personally myself, but I think probably being able to go overseas for the 2 years that I went, I feel like, it was just a privilege in itself, and you learn that there's so much more to the game than what you like. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like,
you came back different too.
No, you're not.
You came back different too, like because we saw you briefly. You used to play with us. For those of you guys that don't know, Kevin's about how many years younger than us? Maybe about
4 years.
Like 4. Yeah, 4 or 5.
4 or 5 years. So Kevin came the first time I walked into the gym. People were like, "Oh man, there's this nasty kid here. He can hoop. And they pointed him out. I was like, "Man, that is not the person. Stop playing jokes." Like someone's like, I think it might have been like Nico or somebody, because Kevin came in wearing short shorts. This was before short shorts were in style. Yeah. Kevin's the trendsetter. Short shorts, Vans. That dad hat he's wearing right now. And I was like, this is not the guy. This is not. Next thing you know, diming consistently. I was like, man, this is done. At the time, we're all still very competitive, and you don't want to admit it. You're like, man, whatever. But that was before he left for Spain. As soon as he came back, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
What about you, Danny? What's your proudest hooping moment?
So for me, I never played high school basketball. My parents were missionaries. Maxwell is in Africa, in Kenya to be specific, next to Ngata Rangai to be even more specific.
Okay.
But that being said, it's an Adventist. It's an Adventist high school
Okay.
/ middle school.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So that being said, they didn't have. And naturally, actually, I'm a football player actually first, and so going over there, like nobody plays football like that. Like I'm ready to play every day. Nobody plays football like that. Yeah, so I had to transition to basketball. So that being said, that's where I first was like, man, that's where everybody wants to try and make it to the NBA. So that's where for me in my head, I was like, man, let me try this thing. So actually making the SWAO team was a very proud moment for me because I didn't make it my first year. Okay, my second year I didn't make it. I almost quit. I said, man, am I garbage or is something against me? That I should have made it that second year. But that being said, did you ever play with Amofa, Kevin?
Yeah.
You play with Amofa? How many years did you play with him?
Man, I want to say just one.
Just 1 year?
Maybe two. I want to say
about right.
I want to say just one because I think when I was a freshman, when I was a senior in high school, he was a freshman. Then I came in, played 1 year, and then I think he left. I think he ended up leaving back to.
Okay, so I think when you were a senior, when you were a senior, I want to say that season.
That's when he dunked on that dude.
Yeah, go look that up on I think it's Facebook too. We should post that on here too. He dunked on him. I was like, man. But that being said, that year we had gone to play North Lake, and we didn't have none of our point guards. So, I mean, I think they still didn't put me at point. That being said, I was basically a Nikola Jokic at 6'1", standing on a phone book. So I kind of prep talked the guys, and that was kind of, we came out the first 10 minutes on fire. North Lake was always kind of hard for us, but we came out.
Yeah, they always played. They always played that 2-1-2.
Yeah, and they're long too. They're long.
Yeah.
That year they had not that he was a factor or anything. I don't think he even played much, but like they had like a 7'1" like lanky kid who'd been there for about both years we played them. But that being said, we gave him a pep talk, or I gave him a pep talk, and like we were playing like really well. Like Jeff Sickler was hitting, Amofa was doing work, and that was my eye opener. Like, man, like maybe I should coach someday.
For sure, Kev. I know you're being modest, and you said you don't like to talk about your stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, this man had 92 points in a summer or spring league game.
Yeah, if you weren't going to bring it up, I was going to bring it up.
Yes.
I was going to bring it up.
Yes, because that's
not again, how many points?
That's not going to go unsaid. 92 points. How many threes was that, Kev? How many threes?
I hit 30. What was it? 32. So it was 96 points.
You're missing 4 points.
Not 11 3-pointers.
No.
32 3-pointers.
Man.
I mean, it was just a summer league game though, so it's not that.
Stop.
But here's my thing though.
In Dallas. Stop.
Yeah, here's my thing. Regardless of if it's just even if you're playing middle schoolers, okay, in a regulation game, is it gonna be like that's how it must have felt for you is what I'm saying. Like, well, like what are these guys doing? Like, and Dallas is tough. But that being said, that like there's levels to this. Like that night you must have been on some type of level.
Yeah, man.
What was weird about that night was that I didn't even want to go. Like initially, I didn't even want to play. I don't know. You know, those days where you just don't feel like.
Man.
You know those days where you just don't feel like hooping though. You're like, like I'm too tired, or like if I go, like I'm not really gonna give it my all. And that's how it was. Like the first 5 minutes, like I was kind of like just jogging, or like you're kind of sore or whatever,
like
from
warming up
out or whatever, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And I started off like I missed like my first 4 threes or something like that. And
Okay.
then I think I ended the half with 7.
Okay.
I think I ended the half with 7. So I was like, okay, I'm kind of feeling it, whatever. And then, you know what I'm saying, as I mean, I give credit to my teammates when I was playing because they just kept finding me, you know what I'm saying? And I mean,
So
it was a cool experience, you know. It
you
was
ended. You
just
said,
summer. It was just a summer thing.
let's go back. You said you ended the half with 7 threes. So then, but you had 30. What was it? 32 or 33 threes?
Yeah, I believe. I don't know. I don't want to butcher it. I think
5 threes and 1/2.
That's not real. That's a team. That's
In
a
one
team
half.
field goal. That's a team field goal stat, not a
By
one
yourself.
person. Come
That was
on.
great. I remember the day you called me, and I was like, or no, Melly was the one who sent me the news. She was like, "Yo, Kevin scored," and I was like, "Yo, this must be a typo." She must have said 96. I was like, "Nah, there's something wrong here." 96, ladies and gentlemen. 96.
You know who was playing with me? Manu. Manu was on my team.
Oh, okay.
Manu Ginobili?
Nah. I wish he would have had 170.
Okay.
No, yeah, Manu from Keene. Yeah,
Hey,
Manu from Keene. He was playing, and I know that it was funny though because he's a good point guard too. So it was just kind of like getting the flow of the game. You know what I'm saying? You know, it would be, you know, coming off screens or, you know, kind of like trailing, and, you know what I'm saying, and they were just finding me. Honestly, I don't even know how to explain it. After a while, I think I hit I think I hit like 7 in a row to start off the half. So, you know, after that, I mean, you're just chucking up stuff and praying it goes in. And I was lucky enough that it went in.
Said from our undrafted podcast family, we just want to say Happy New Year. Have a great 2021. Prayers and blessings for everybody, and continue to press as we continue to be better people and better coaches and more that God needs us to be daily. So prayers, brothers. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And we'll see you guys next Thursday with our special guest, Prentice Beverly. Please join in with us next Thursday as we will have him online and live with us, and so many more special guests coming up too. We're excited.
You guys don't even know.
Man, I get chills right now just letting you know. I wish we can reveal them to you, but with time.
Yeah.
And again, thank you for the support and love that you showed to us and our program. Feliz Navidad otra vez, and feliz Año Nuevo. Adios, familia.
Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's.